Well, President Trump signing off on some major updates to his original travel ban, which expired over the weekend. And one of the biggest adjustments, the addition of North Korea, Venezuela, and Chad to the list of travel restrictions. And joining me now to react, Texas Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Louie Gohmert. Thank you so much for joining us in person this morning.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
So the differences with the travel ban now, we've added 3 countries to it, North Korea, Venezuela, and Chad. And what are the impacts of the changes that are being made?
Well, mainly the biggest impact is they've added the reasoning to satisfy the unconstitutionally acting Supreme Court and federal courts by delineating why it is that these countries are not going to be allowed to bring refugees in.
And why is that?
The biggest thing is they're not giving us adequate information in order to know whether or not they're coming in to harm us or not. We don't know whether they're criminals in the country. We don't know if they are violent, have a history of violence. And as has been said before, and now is articulated very nicely within the order, these are countries where they, in a number of cases, they don't have the information to give us.
So they don't have the ability to do their own vetting that would meet our standards.
That's right. And as I said before, look, with Iraq, we had all kinds of information. We even had fingerprints. We had all of the government's criminal records. So we knew pretty well for ourselves whether or not somebody was coming in that was a threat. With regard to Syria, heavens, ISIS has taken over government printing office before. They can print out their own passports and make them look legitimate because they are.
Yeah.
But we don't have any of that information. And the FBI has said before, look, we will vet them, which means comparing the information they've submitted to what we have in our records. But the thing is, for these countries in particular, we don't have any information to compare it against.
And there are 8 countries. Yeah, there are 8 countries now. We mentioned North Korea, Chad, Venezuela, also Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen, all included.
Exactly.
So
and Chad is one of those that are just not giving us enough information.
So if they were able to change some of that, then some of this could change.
That's right.
Okay.
But they would have to give us much more information. And with regard to some of these countries, I'm not sure Venezuela is going to be able to give us that kind of information. In Venezuela, for example, and in Chad, it's hard to know who the good guys are. You know, it's just not a matter of who's wearing the white hats. These are people that have made a living out of being dangerous but being secretive about it.
So they have a lot to deal with in those countries on their own. So healthcare, we have to talk about that and the possibility of that happening again this week. What do you think the chances are first? Give us that.
Well, I think it's better than half because it has to be. And, you know, God bless John McCain. You know, we know that the biggest inhibitor of overcoming cancer is stress. Let him be recalled and go back to Arizona and deal successfully with overcoming the cancer so that we can get good health care for the rest of the country.
What I found interesting with John McCain, he said that he would back it if of Arizona backed it, correct? And is the governor of Arizona, he is in favor of it now, right?
That's my understanding. But John McCain basically, by doing that, was saying, look, I'm going to let my decision be made by someone else, hoping that they would not
They would agree with him.
But when he says he would like more bipartisanship, so would we. But they passed Obamacare without a single Republican vote. Henry Waxman said, we don't want your support. We don't need your input, so we don't care. And so it is a very, very partisan issue by the Democrats not to support any effort to undo Obamacare, any part of it, even the very harmful parts. So we would love to have Democrat support, but the problem is the Democratic Party has made it a point of saying we're not helping you with any kind of repeal.
But you need Republicans at this point. You need Murkowski, you need Collins, you need Rand Paul possibly.
What we need is the Republicans to keep their word. And all of them but Susan Collins promised. I mean, I was there in Arizona with my friend Paul Gosar. I saw McCain repeatedly saying, I will repeal, I will repeal. Not Kelly Ward, I'll repeal. Well, it turns out we needed either Kelly Ward, maybe, and Kirkpatrick would have been better. Who knows?
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you, Heather.